it was amazing that John flushed an idol last night. I still assume he has a second. So I think the plan is to try to have him flush it again, or like either flush it and not get any votes, or actually put the votes on him to force him to play it or go home with it.
I told you not to play that idol. You didn't need to.
You didn't tell me Michael was being voted out, though.
I couldn't. I'm sorry.
You fucked us, Mackenzie.
They told me they had the votes to get you out, and it was going to be you, or it was going to be Austin. I don't have something with Mike Zucker. It was going to be you. All day it was you. All day I was hearing it's John, it's John, it's John. We have the numbers, we have the numbers, we have the numbers.
But you knew I had an idol. That's okay.
I told you not to use it. You didn't need it.
Why would we not just take the numbers then?
He wasn't a number for me. He spent the last 15 minutes telling people to vote me out.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He was on a call with people saying, not the 15 minutes we were with him, but he was on a call with people saying, why can't we go Mackenzie? She doesn't have an idol.
You're just taking their word over our word then.
Everything right now is very heated. Emotions are running high. I don't want to say things are getting personal because I don't think that, but the emotions that everyone is feeling, whether it's, guilt, embarrassment, anger, glee, like it just feels like they're like over the top a little bit, but still like genuine to the game. Because I think people are like, that's how our people are feeling because we're all taking this so seriously.
I already know you're pissed at me. So yell at me, whatever you want to say to me. I already know you're mad.
You did it too.
Yes, I did vote for Zucker. So I already know that you're going to be mad at me for doing that. I voted for Zucker because he has literally said every single person's name, including my name, including your name, everyone else. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with it. And I wish you didn't play the idol because I said that you would be fine.
That doesn't cut it. How the fuck was I supposed to think that not playing the idol in that situation was a good idea?
I know. It's a risk to play it and it's a risk not to play it. So like, I don't blame you for playing it. I just wish you didn't play it. Because we did try it and say like, thought you'd probably be good. And you know what? He had thrown around a bunch of different names, including your name. What?
He came to me with every information from the conversations he had with those people. All of it.
Okay, but did you know that last minute, 5 of those people were on a Zoom call together before Zucker jumped in with you guys?
Sure, that's to be expected, Lauren.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, other names have been tossed around in there, including your name, my name, and Austin's name as well.
Sure, so the better thing to do is blindside us then?
It just means that like this next vote, I think is very, very critical. And if Glam can survive through it, we might actually be able to become the Final Four.
I trust nobody. And it's at the point in the game where even though I don't trust these people, I got to hope that they vote the way that they're telling me. And if not, then I'm probably going home. And it's tough because every single person left in the game, I think, is lying to me or has lied to me in the last couple of days and has told me they're voting one way, voted the other, told people not to tell me what the vote is. So, I'm clearly at a bad spot. I'm towards the bottom where, it gets a little lonely. So I don't think I can trust anyone at this point. Maybe Alex, because he's been on the outs of the last couple of votes. He doesn't really have anybody either. So if I had to pick somebody, it'd probably be Alex.
I think at this point, people are sort of viewing me more or less a vote than a player, which obviously concerns me going forward with the amount of people that could be put on the jury. There's a lot of approaching, but in the end, I'm going to do what I believe is the best, because I think people are thinking about their own game and using me more as a voter number, and hard to break it to them, but that's just not. If you don't think I'm a player in this game, then I think we're going to have another thing coming to those people that believe that.
So last tribal was another blind side, which worked. I wanted to go for John, but we all figured he had a immunity idol, so we figured we'd go for his right-hand man, which we thought Michael Zucker was, and hopefully get John to use his immunity idol, which he did. So that worked out pretty good. And so then my plan now was to get John and Lauren, the people with probably the most experience in this game, go after them. So I formed a plan to with 9 people that we could do a 4-3 split on John and Lauren, and then John and Lauren's vote won't matter depending if they have an idol or how the immunity challenge goes. Most people are on board. The one person that isn't necessarily on board is, well, I think is my closest, is Mackenzie, and she wants to go after Michael. So I ain't sure what I'm gonna do yet. For the most part, people either want Lauren or John, no specific order. So I have to see how tonight's immunity challenge goes, see who wins that, and kind of go from there.
Well, hello, final 9. Congratulations on making it this far in the game. You guys ready to get to your next immunity challenge?
Yep, let's do it.
Oh,
All right, before we get started with the challenge tonight, you have a decision to make. You have an opportunity to get an advantage in the game, but in order to receive that opportunity, you must give up your chance at immunity this evening. To be very clear, you must tell me you want the advantage. I need all of you to grab a black playing card and a red playing card. If you choose to go for the opportunity at the advantage, then you will show me and Morgan a black card. If you choose to participate in the immunity challenge, then you will show us a red card. I will give you a moment to come to your decision. Does everyone have their decision?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to count to 3. On the count of 3, you are going to show me your card. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I see it, Greg. Okay. Mackenzie and Lilly are going for the advantage. Everyone else is participating in the immunity challenge this evening.
Good luck, guys. Somebody's got to be first because it's not me this time.
All right. Mackenzie and Lilly are going for the advantage. For everybody else, immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, you will hold dice between 2 pencils. At regular intervals, more dice will be added. If you drop at any point, you will be out. The last person standing wins immunity and is safe from the vote, guaranteeing themselves a spot in the final 8 of this game. Lilly and Mackenzie are sitting out. They are opting for an opportunity at an advantage. Everyone else is competing for immunity. We will start with 1 die. I will count you in. You will have 10 seconds. At the end of the 10 seconds, the round will begin and the challenge will be on. All right. Survivors ready?
Let's go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and this challenge is on. Alex on the very corner of his die.
Woo! Oh my lord, what is this?
Alex drops.
So close. 5 seconds.
Oh, that sucks.
Stop. Go ahead, put your dice down.
All right, you survived the first round. I will count you in. At the end of the 10 seconds, the round will officially begin. Survivors ready. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2 is officially on. Right away, John's dice are out of control. He's able to regain stability. Lauren is shaking.
Everyone else looks good.
Done.
Lauren drops.
Down to 5.
John drops out of nowhere. We are down to 4. Greg, Austin, Mike, and Jim.
Okay, go ahead, stop. Put your dice down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 3 is on.
Jim wobbling right off the start. He's almost making a tent with his pencils and his die. Jim's out. Jim drops. Down to Greg, Austin, and Mike. Greg drops. Greg is out. Down to Mike and Austin. Five seconds. Stop. Put your dice down.
3, 2, 1. We are officially on. Round 4 has begun. Two, 1. Round 5 is on.
Austin dropped.
cannot-
Mike wins immunity for the second time in a row. Guaranteed a spot in the final 8.
Job, Mike.
Good job,
Way
guys.
to go, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
That was impressive,
Thank
you
you.
guys. That was good.
Well, you guys both did a great job, but Mike came away with the win. Congratulations. You will not be voted out at tomorrow night's tribal council.
I thought at best I could get to 3 dice and I'd fall out in a couple of seconds. Never thought in my life I'd be that good at that. I made it to 5 dice, ended up winning, and I absolutely freaking needed that win because Mackenzie was tossing my name around. My name was coming around from multiple people saying it's time for Mike Simmons to go. It's time for Mike Simmons to go. I ain't going. I'm not leaving.
So I gave up my opportunity to play in the challenge for an opportunity at an advantage. My performance track record is not good. So I knew the probability of me winning was not going to be good. So I knew I was more worth sitting out to get a chance of an advantage than I would be going through the challenge.
Right now, the tentative plan is to stick with our foursome of me, Lilly, Mike, and Greg. and go along with whatever. Say we're going to go along with whatever split plan the majority wants to put up, and then us four to vote whoever we want, preferably Mackenzie or Lauren. At the same time, John also is in. He thinks myself, him, and Mike are in a trio because we're all on the outs. He wants to do basically the same thing, but which in our interests may align. But also John put down my name, so I don't really trust him completely, obviously. But yeah, I think people want to make some moves right now, and I think I'm fading more into the background, which is what I like. I can control things from not be so front and center anymore, which I don't want to be.
I know shit was just about to message you and be like, yo, I'm willing to help you solve this so Mackenzie doesn't get an advantage.
Yes. Okay, so let me show you. I have tried. I've messaged Ian a million times. I look like a dumbass. So let me. Okay, so this is what I got.
Oh my God.
So when I first got the clue, I thought I didn't get it because it was a blank document and I was sassy about not getting it.
Try changing the text color.
It was actually white. I changed it to red. I don't know if you can change it.
No, that's fine. That's actually that's why I was asking.
It has, I don't know what it could be. Could it be something that he said in the Zoom?
That's what I'm trying to remember.
He just said like, show a card. I hopped on a call with Alex, Greg, and Mike. And Greg was like, highlight it and change the color of the font, which I did. And it showed a bunch of like letters and numbers, not really, but it said, remember what Ian said. And in the middle, it said to add exclamation, 1, 2, 3 to the end of your message. So it took a couple tries because there are a couple red herrings. A couple of the letters are capitalized and then uncapitalized. They're sporadic on the page, so it was kind of hard to figure out what to follow first. But because I am an introvert so much, I remember when we had to decide if we wanted to sit out or play, on top of showing the card, Ian said, and say you want a chance at an advantage. So then in my head, as everyone's getting ready, I'm practicing it in my head so I don't sound like a dummy if I stumble over my words. But we didn't end up saying it, so I was happy. But as I was solving it, I think Alex left and then Mike left, and it was just Greg and I. And I was like, let me try this one thing. So I typed it in. And then I got the advantage, which is a steal a vote, which I can use until the 29th day. So I think that brings me through this tribal council tonight and 2 more tribal councils. So I told Alex, Mike, and Greg because I think I can trust them enough to utilize it. I think if this was an immunity, I wouldn't have told anybody, but a steal a vote, really, you still have to know you have a majority of votes on your side. So the goal is if I can get through this tribal without using it, then when it's 8 people, we only have to vote as the 4 unit again, and I can steal anybody's vote and it's anyone else going home. Can I actually wait to use it? I'm not sure. But I think everyone thinks I'm dumb enough that I don't have it. And I was on like 2 hours of talking to other people, trying to solve it. And I've still been sending messages about trying to solve it throughout the day. So I know, and nobody suggested what the actual answer is. So I think people truly don't think I have it, which I can use to my advantage.
So we're going Austin.
That would be what I want.
Here's
But
my
I'm
thing.
open to ideas.
Here's my thing. We know Mackenzie won't budge with us if she doesn't vote Austin. We have voted off Zucker. We have threatened Alex twice. We voted out Andrew. And this is my stance where I'm like, okay, I get it if she doesn't want to write Andrew's name down. Let her
Austin's name down.
Sorry. I get it. Me and freaking names. I get it if she doesn't want to write Austin's name down. And I think we should still put majority on John.
Yes.
Because ideally I want him gone over Austin. But
so you want to split it between John and Austin?
I mean, I think if we can get Alex and Mike, why don't we tell Mike to vote? We're splitting it and we're putting all the votes on John.
Only thing that makes me nervous about
I don't want to do that though, and like say we're putting all the votes on John, because then they would be mad at us again.
Yeah, or we're splitting it, but most of them will go on John.
I am nervous about if we split, people could take advantage of that.
Yeah,
And
we can't
only-
split, Lily. I don't think we can. I think we have to vote together. And look, I'm fine. If we want to do that vote, let's just do it. But I'm just saying there's no way we can split.
I'm just trying to take control. I need, at this point, with 9 left, you got to start looking at the end. I want to make sure I have put myself in the best position to best explain my game and best highlight what I've done. So I think the time to really start taking control, but not taking control while managing my threat level is like right now. I think this vote is definitely the biggest right now. It'll draw, if the last one started to draw that line, this one will absolutely draw that line, and we'll know where everyone's head's at, and then it's game on. And I feel like whoever wins this vote has the best chance to go to the final 4 or 5 with their group.
Some shit's about to go down tonight. Mackenzie and I had a good conversation, and I basically pitched to her that no one would expect her and I to work together. People think we hate each other. She said my name multiple times. It is what it is. She wants to save Austin tonight. She thinks people are voting Austin. Austin's getting 0 votes. Austin's not even going to smell a vote tonight. But Mackenzie thinks he's getting votes. Austin thinks he's getting votes. And that's not what's happening.
But I think you also need to know that Lauren and John, despite what happened last vote, they are still very tight.
I believe that because
Very tight.
he was so fucking rude to me. I'm actually not a fan of John anymore. If he makes it to the final 3, he does not have my vote. Absolutely not. Not after the way he yelled at me. It was disgusting. And especially not the way he treated me this morning, whatever. But I definitely believe that they're working together because she said that her conversations with John have been pleasant. And I'm like, if your conversations have been pleasant since after this vote, and we both did the same kind of betrayal, then what's the difference between you and I? You know what I'm saying?
He's been very adamant, and this has been going on for the past week or so, that anytime Lauren's name gets brought up, it's a quick deflection of, I get where you're coming from, but, and then he gives some kind of reasoning not to. And then when he did that today and yesterday, where he was like, I want anybody to go home. All he keeps saying is, I want to be in the game longer than Mackenzie and Lauren. I don't care what happens. I want to ruin their game. That's what he's saying, right?
Whatever.
But and then when I'm talking to him, I'm like, okay, so would you go after Lauren or whatever? I brought it up to him, and he was like, well, and then he gives excuse not to, and I'm like, well, dude, now you're just not making sense here, where you're saying you want Lauren out, you want Lauren out. But then, it gets brought up to you and you're like, well, I don't think, whatever he said. I don't even remember what he said. He didn't want to do it at that point.
So Mackenzie thinks it's a split between Austin and John. That's what people were telling her. That's what everyone has said. So she thinks it's going to be Greg, Lilly, and Alex on Austin. And then Jim, me, Lauren, and Austin on John, or something like that. But really what she wants to have happen is herself, Lauren, Austin, and me vote for Alex. Since it's going to be a split vote, you only need 4 votes to win. She couldn't be more wrong. She thinks I'm 100% voting with her. I let her think that. That's not happening.
So I convinced Simmons, no, bad idea, because guess what? I said to him, all right, if you don't win the next individual immunity challenge, they're not going to be coming for me. They're going to be coming for you, because you're the one that wanted to make that move. And we're making a move with 4 people, which means we leave a shit ton of people out of the vote. Not a good idea. He's not on board with it. We were then able to pull John in with Simmons and myself. And I said, John, apparently the idea is to split the votes between you and Austin. Is there anyone off the table that you won't vote? He said Alex, which is fine because I don't want to vote out Alex. Alex is like my little brother in this game. We bitch and argue with each other. And then for some weird way, we're able to come back together and maybe work with each other, which is crazy. So I literally said to John, okay, Can you do Jim? I know it's not a flashy move, but it keeps everyone safe just in case an idol's in play. No one's going to play the idol for Jim. And if someone does, ballsy move. I will tip my cap, take it off, clap. If it sends my ass home because of it, so be it. But I think the best decision is everyone on Fab 5, which is me, Lilly, Greg, Simmons, Alex. Now with John on this vote, we need to vote 6 strong, put them all on Jim, leaving Mackenzie, Austin out of the vote, which I'm fine with. Mackenzie can be left out of a vote for once. She'll be fine, I'm sure. I'm sure Mackenzie will be fine. I'm sorry, Mackenzie. I don't want to do this to you, but at least it's not me writing your name down, which was another option, which I didn't want to do either. So this is the best case scenario for me. I don't have to vote my best friend out of this game being Mackenzie. I'm getting a guy that's been throwing my name around like it's no other in Jim. So actually, I come out of this vote with barely pissing off people and getting someone out that I want out over someone such as my close ally Mackenzie. I think I need her a little bit longer. It's too early to do this. I'm down for the vote. Let's rock and roll, baby, because it's Survivor time, and this travel council is going to be a good one because I am going to roast some people's asses.
Okay. So it's ironic because I actually, before today, if you had asked me yesterday, I would have said I trusted Mackenzie enough because even though I knew we weren't going to bring each other to the end, I felt like we could be open and honest. But who I actually can trust is probably going to be Alex and Mike Simmons. And then if I could add a third, it would be Greg. I feel like the 4 of us want to bring all 4 to the end. I think Alex wants to bring me to the end, like final 2. So he's probably the top person I trust. The top other people I don't trust is probably going to be Lauren because she has no allegiance. Her allegiance is to herself, which is to some people the way to play the game. And the second person is John, because I don't know that John and I, when talking strategy, have ever been straightforward with each other.
Jim came to me saying he wants to split the votes between John and Lauren, which obviously I was like, all right, hell yeah, let's do it, Jim. And I guess he told Mackenzie that's what he wants to do. And Mackenzie shot it down and said, I think we should split the votes between John and Mike, which for me gives me the more reason to tell Jim, like, Mackenzie, you're not Mackenzie's number 1. Like you're just along for the ride right now. She's pulling you along. If you want to even have a chance to win this game, like you got to make a move.
So people are mad at me because I set fire to everyone's game a couple days ago, which I don't regret. And John's been like super, super duper rude to me for like 3 days in a row, which like honestly such a bad move for him because I was not going to vote for him to leave this week if that's the case. You know, I wasn't really like trusting John. And I also know I don't have the votes to get out Mike Simmons, but I know they're planning on splitting the votes between John and Lauren. So I was trying to give an alternative plan that didn't involve John and Lauren going home. But instead, now I'm just going to have to go with the flow because John had to keep his mouth wide open. But that's fine because I expect it. He knows he can't trust me, so he's going to be messy and people are going to be messy. And finally people are being messy. I don't care.
She would not expect it right now. She was so excited that she thought that I was down to vote Alex because she keeps saying like, I've been wanting Alex to go for so long, but no, I didn't think I could get the votes for it, but this is the perfect plan, blah, blah, blah. And every time she talks to me, she never like really talks strategy with me, like never.
Well, because I had told her yesterday, I was like, Mike really wants to work with you, Mackenzie. So she's probably now like thinking you're in with her.
And I told her, I was like, people don't think that we would work together, which is why it could work. And she was 100% down for it. She was so excited, blah, blah, blah. Let's vote her the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's vote her out.
I mean, my only issue is John wants to pull in Austin. And I was like, John, Austin's the one.
Tell him he doesn't need to. Tell him he doesn't need to. I will work with, like, what do I need to do to finally work with John?
Yeah.
Austin can't think that there's multiple votes going on Mackenzie.
No.
So I was like, let me hop on with Mike and Alex because I was like, if she needs to pull anyone, she probably thinks she can pull them.
So I do think it'll be either Mackenzie, Lauren, or John going home. So it's kind of a matter of deciding. I'm okay, I think, with any of them going home. I'm hoping that if Lauren does go home, she will give me her exile advantage, which I understand can be willed to someone when they are voted out. I don't think she would do that if I actually vote her out. I'm trying to take out the people who my closest allies also consider themselves to be close with. So getting out Andrew was a good move because Lilly was very close with him. So without Andrew, Lilly is much closer to me. Taking out Zucker was a great move because Simmons was very close with him. So with him out of the game, Simmons is maybe a little bit closer to me. And I know that he still has a connection with Austin, which we'll have to deal with that at some point, I believe. But I'm feeling good about my position in the game right now. I think Lauren still trusts me. I think Mackenzie still trusts me. I think Jim wants to work with me. Same with Lilly. And then I'm kind of just hoping Alex and Mike are still in this with me.
Well, hello, Paya Tribe. You've made it to the final 9 tribal council. Congratulations. I want to start tonight by talking about last tribal. John, you played an idol. Talk to me about your decision to do that.
There was so much going on, so much chatter beforehand, I wasn't sure where the votes were going to land. So the best thing I could do was just guarantee that I was going to survive no matter what.
Now, you didn't receive any votes, so was it the right move to play it?
There's no such thing as a wrong idol play. It would be really stupid if I had received votes, didn't play it, and was sitting on the jury now instead.
Fair enough. Austin, tell me about your thoughts on the last vote.
The last vote was very interesting. As John said, there was a lot of chatter beforehand, and there was a lot of maneuvering to see what would best affect everybody's game. I made a call, and that's the call that I ended up going with.
Alex, you received a couple votes at the last tribal council. So how have you had to play in the last couple days to make sure that your name's not going to be showing up again tonight?
Well, like I said at last tribal, I announced myself as a free agent to the tribe. I was willing to do whatever with whoever to keep me in the game, and I put my trust in people tonight that I will not be going home. It was actually, I'm not gonna lie, it made me feel a little free getting some votes. Like I like playing with my back against the wall, and I think, and I look forward to seeing others have to play with their backs against the wall very soon.
Very nice. Mackenzie, why do you think Zucker got voted out?
I think people wanted to weaken John. I think he was perceived as his number 1 in the game. And I think that he was also like, for me, the reason that I voted him is because he was so incredibly charming and adorable, but we never talked. And I knew he was in Zoom calls with tons of other people. So I was like, why would I keep in someone that I know I'm probably their number like 7? You know, it made sense. And people were down for it for a variety of different reasons.
Let's talk about the immunity challenge. Now, before we started the challenge, Ian informed you all that you could make a choice to opt out of the challenge for an opportunity at an advantage. Lilly, you and Mackenzie were the only ones that went for the advantage. So talk me through your decision to go for the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret I suck at these challenges, so I'm more worth at a chance of an advantage than I am at immunity to myself and to, you know, maybe somebody that I would want to work with. The ironic part is everyone on this screen has probably seen the clue and none of us have been able to solve it. So again, I'm left with nothing, but I would have shot myself in the foot if I didn't try.
Jim, do you think it puts a target on Lilly and Mackenzie's back because of the fact that they may or may not have an advantage?
Maybe a little bit. But like she said, I know most of us has probably seen that clue, and it was brutal.
It's
And I don't know what Ian was doing, but whatever. I don't think any of us listens to him at these things. At least 5 minutes after we forget everything he says. So if it was something he said, we have no idea. We don't care. Whatever.
It was so bad and so hard that like John's been saying my name all day, like trying to get everyone to rally to vote for me. I don't think he's had much luck, but like I was thinking about bringing him the clue, being like, if anyone can figure it out, it's John. Like this should be maybe our peace treaty because it's so hard to figure out. Like it was not possible. Well, or we just all have ADHD. I know I do.
Or somebody solved it and they're not telling us, Matt. Also possible.
Also possible. We've showed enough people the fucking clue.
So Lauren, what do you think? Do you think somebody has the advantage?
Well, per the rules of what I was told, the only people that actually can get the advantage are Mackenzie and Lilly. So no one else here has it. And honestly, I don't think anyone's found it because I looked at that thing and I sat there and said, what the f-? Like, my mind just could not process the clue. I don't even know what it is. There's like black spaces here, and then there's a line, and then there's words. Forget it. Who cares? I'm not worried about the advantage. And I do think if an advantage was found, it'll probably be played tonight. But we'll see if someone was clever enough to figure it out. I just know that the only people that can actually have it are Mackenzie and Lilly, since everyone else has no shot to go for it. So that's a good tidbit to know.
Very interesting. Now, Simmons, you were able to pull out the win for a second time in a row. Congratulations. How are you feeling about having immunity again tonight?
Let me tell you what, it feels fantastic. Especially knowing going into that challenge I had to win because multiple people in this call were saying my name a couple of different times. So I knew I needed to win, and it, thankfully Austin dropped his dice. Sorry, bud.
Speaking of which, Austin, you were so close. You and Mike went head to head for quite a while. Do you think you needed to win immunity last night?
Well, I think it would be stupid for anyone to lose and not think they needed to win immunity, right? The main part of it was that I had a decent shot because I feel like, I'm going to say it, my name's been coming out all over the place in every direction. And you know what? That's fine. If people want to perceive me as like just another vote, then that's fine. But I'm telling you what, this is where that train stops. I'm not going to be viewed as a number anymore. I'm a player, and I deserve to be respected as that. Damn it. So, yeah, I would say I needed to have won, and if it wasn't for my crack of my knuckle, that probably would have been the case. But
I don't know about that.
I'm not making any. That's all. Congratulations to Mike, but yeah, I wish I would have won it because I think I do need it.
Now, on to this vote. Greg, if 1 is like the least chaotic tribal and 10 is the most chaotic tribal, how would you rank tonight's tribal council?
Feels kind of like a 1. No, I'm kidding. I don't think any of us think that. It was a very quiet morning and early afternoon. I think things kind of picked up a little bit later on. I don't want to give it a 10 because I think there could be more stuff coming, but so maybe like a 7 or an 8.
All right. Lots of stuff going on. I've heard already several people say that they've heard their name floating around, so I'm sure it's going to be interesting here. Alex, people keep talking about wanting to get out big threats. Do you think a big threat is going home tonight?
Well, my name's been thrown around, so obviously the big threats are being targeted. Right, guys? Anyway, I think, and you know, I usually hate when people give these full answers, but everyone here has some level of threat to them, whether it be challenge performance, social pull, strategic play, right? So yeah, so a threat is going home tonight. It just, which players are more threatening to you right now and your people you're working with, that's going to be the marker of who goes home.
Simmons, where does trust factor into tonight's vote for you?
Trust. After last vote, there's no such thing as trust, Morgan. You know, but
Wow.
But, you know, in terms of this game, you have to trust people you don't trust. That's right. I mean, that's how it goes. One vote, you're not in it. The next vote, you are. So, you know, there's people that you have to trust that you don't think you can trust, but hopefully you can.
Mackenzie, what are you basing your vote on tonight?
I like everybody left in this game, so at this point I don't even know. Like I didn't even really know who I was voting for until 15 minutes ago. So I guess I'm just maybe hoping it's not my buddy. And I have a lot of buddies, unfortunately.
Lauren, how did you come to your decision of who to vote for tonight?
Well, there's been one person that has actively said my name multiple times. So maybe I'm targeting that person, maybe not. It's a mystery. You'll have to wait and see.
John, are you going to be on the right side of the numbers tonight?
I can only hope so, Morgan.
Lilly, how will tonight's vote change the landscape of the game?
I think it'll change because a lot of people are lying to a lot of people right now. And I think that everyone thought the lines were drawn last time, and I think it's going to be even more so now because we're getting to the point where you can't pick everybody. So who do you go with?
Well, with that, it is time to vote.
You have such a kind soul, and I think you're an awesome guy, but you've been throwing my name out like it is passing out candy to children, so you have to be sent packing, my friend. Take care.
Old man playing a young man's game. I'm not sure what's going to happen tonight, but we'll see.
So Mackenzie, she basically put out my name, and so in my eyes, as soon as my name's out there, I gotta take out somebody that's willing to put it out there. So I'll still pay your Patreon, but maybe you'll come out of the game.
I have no choice but to try to throw someone else out there to turn away from me. So sorry, bud.
This is why you take the shot at your target and not your target's right-hand man.
I came up with a new plan. I've made Mike Simmons take credit for it so I wouldn't get targeted for it. We're voting out Alex. He's going home tonight. Unless it's me. We'll see.
All right, I'll go tally the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Ian, I trust the people I'm working with, but they're not going to be able to trust me if they keep thinking I have this thing in my pocket, so I am going to play my hidden immunity idol.
Okay, John does have a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for John will not count. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the Zoom call immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. John, does not count. Jim, 1 vote Jim. Mackenzie. Alex, that's 1 vote Jim, 1 vote Mackenzie, 1 vote Alex. Mackenzie. We're tied again. That's 2 votes Mackenzie, 2 votes Alex, 1 vote Jim. Mackenzie. Eighth person voted out of Survivor Exile Island and the 3rd member of our jury. Mackenzie.
Honestly, really good timing because I'm going to Florida tomorrow. So peace and love, no hard feelings. I was messy and I get it.
All right. Congratulations. You are the final 8. And the Paya tribe seems to have perfected the art of the blind side. So fittingly, we are not done tonight. You are about to compete in your next immunity challenge. So jury, we will see you later.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Is there tribal tonight too? What are you shrugging about, Ian? You know?
So I'm definitely blindsided, but at the same time, like, I wasn't loyal to anybody. I was a super messy player, and I really hope that it was Austin and Mike at the end that did vote with me. That would have been pretty cool, but you know, I'm definitely disappointed that Lauren didn't kind of clue me in on it. I think I'll probably mourn this a little bit, but mostly it's just honestly really good timing. And I get it. I kept trying to switch up the game, kept trying to switch up the votes. And there's like, you know, when you play that hard, there's only so long you can last. I really hope that Greg wins it all because he's my bestie. And honestly, I'm going to really miss talking to him every day. But if not, hopefully it's Lauren. I don't know. Honestly, it really sucks. I'm definitely, I'm definitely disappointed. I think maybe Austin didn't vote for me and Lauren, but you know, it is what it is.